Your lesson essential question is, how do we identify how characters' points of view change throughout a story? So we'll be talking about point of view again, and we'll be talking about the changes in characters' points of view. Remember that characters in stories have a point of view. This is how the character thinks or feels about other characters or events in the story. So point of view is how a character thinks or feels about something. We can figure out the character's point of view by looking at their thoughts, words, and actions. So we're really going to be paying attention to what the characters are thinking, saying, and doing. Okay, we'll be asking ourselves, do the characters have the same feelings about the events? So we'll be comparing how they feel. We'll ask ourselves, how did the point of view change throughout the story? We'll be asking what happened that made them change their point of view. So at the beginning of the story, we're going to identify the character or character's point of view about other characters or events. So first, we identify the point of view. As we keep reading, we identify the key details about the character's point of view. And that's by paying attention, again, to their thoughts, their words, and their actions. At the end of the story, we'll identify how the character or characters' points of view may have changed. And we're going to pay attention to why it changed. On Thursday, you'll be talking and writing about how the characters in the point of view changed. So we're going to read this story called Night Flying Friends. Last week, I was perched peacefully on my favorite branch in a tall oak tree, watching everything with my big owl eyes. So we can tell that the character telling the story is this owl, because it says he's watching everything with his big owl eyes. I want you to notice that he's perched peacefully. Suddenly I became aware of a strange creature flying crazily through the air nearby, swooping this way and that. What was his problem? So this second character is flying crazily. So we know the first character is peaceful. The second one is acting a little crazy. Then the creature flew towards my branch, landed next to me, and hung upside down by his feet. That's when I saw that he was a young brown bat. Before I could say anything, he started chattering. He talked a mile a minute about all the bugs he'd just eaten and where he'd been flying. Then he said, "By the way, my name's Max. Good talking with you." A moment later, he let go of the branch and flapped off. Had I said a word? So Max is the bat. And I can tell that Max is excited to have a friend to talk to, and I can tell that he likes Alec. I know this because he was talking a mile a minute. So through his actions, I can tell that he's excited. And he likes Alec. He talks a mile a minute. He also says, so through his words we can tell how he feels. He says, "Good talking with you." So that lets me know, again, he's excited to talk to Alec and he likes him. Oops. It seems like Alec feels a little differently about Max. As we were reading the first half of this story, again, he says that he's perched peacefully. He says the bat is flying crazily. He says, had I said a word? So let's see what happens at the end of the story. My name is Alec, I hooted after him. Not that I cared if he knew. The next night, though, I found myself hoping Max would come back. True, his strange ways troubled me. He liked to eat mosquitoes and flies, after all. But we are both creatures of the night, and we can both fly. And it would be good to have someone to talk with. When I finally saw him, I swooped through the air, towards him. Hey Max, I said, want to stop by my branch after dinner? Sounds good, he said. Then he flew through the night. We flew through the night together. Our first flight as friends. So we know that Max right away likes Alec. Alec felt a little differently at the beginning. You're going to be looking at this story on your own and answering a couple questions about Max and Alec's point of view. On Thursday, you'll do some writing to talk about how Alec changed his point of view from the beginning of the story to the end.